my career, the way it ended, it kind of fizzled out in a different, vision than I had. And this just kind of, I guess, is wrapping it all up for me. My family, just kind of putting a little closure on the whole thing. And to be honest, it just felt weird. The last contract I signed wasn't for the Eagles. So whether it's fake or not, whether I get any money for a bonus or not, it just seems right to finish as an Eagle.
What have the emotions been like the last couple of days, thinking about it and being here at the facility today?
I mean, it's not like a final decision that I made. It's more like something that, I feel like the Eagles are, allowing us to do. It's just really cool. I've mentally been done playing for a few years now. I chased it for a couple months, realizing that it was probably just a good idea for both sides to just go our other ways. But no, it's you try to remember, you reflect on your career, you kind of go through, the years, the early years, the later years, the good years, the bad years, and it's an experience that I'll never get back. And I owe so much to the organization of the Eagles, my family members, the fans, just for supporting me and providing me room to grow, not being too hard on me when I was a rookie, believing in me, and then having the success that we had. Obviously not the success that we wanted to have, but great to see that success finally come to Philadelphia too.
You're able to live vicariously a little bit through last year's success and having known a lot of the guys.
Yeah, well, one of my best friends, I think a lot of people know, is Brent Selleck, and just being able to, talk to him on the phone, going through the whole thing, seeing what it was like, the swag that they get in the hotel room when they show up and stuff. These are all things like I don't have any clue about, so it was just awesome to hear. And the guys that I was able to sweat and bleed with, like Kelsey and Selleck and Peters and Lane and some of the guys on defense and stuff, it was just so proud for them and happy for them. It's really an incredible feat.
A lot of the guys from your tenure here, Brent, Trent,
Yeah.
Those guys have been able to come back and be honored. What does that say about the organization that they're willing to do that?
It's their first class. I was able to experience that firsthand. That there's nothing. Well, the Eagles organization is the first organization I was able to be a member of. So everything to me just seems second rate from there. But they're just a great organization they're keeping their alumni intact. We're a tight group. A lot of the guys love to live right here around the city and remain involved. And there's a lot of opportunity for that the Eagles provide. It's awesome.
So what are you doing with yourself?
Right now, I'm doing probably not as much as it sounds like, but I'm staying busy. I got 2 little kids who are basically my center focus. And I'm just really happy with the time that I have right now to spend with them and my wife. I know it's extremely important, and I won't get it back. I already wish my daughter was a little younger than she is. But other than that, I'm just doing some local investments, some local startups. I think it's very important for the economic growth of the city, and plus those people that are just trying to, to succeed. Also working with some nonprofits. I was able to organize with, a lot of retired athletes from around the country and start an organization called Athletes for Care, just kind of a resource for retired athletes to help transition into the real world, dealing with issues that come up like, problem with finding their identity, their true identity, TBI issues, opioid addiction and stuff like that. So that's just something that I've kind of found a little bit of passion in, a little bit of a passion project. But
is there a moment or two in Philadelphia that stands out to you, Todd? A game or two?
Man, yeah, there are quite a few. Obviously the Snow Bowl stands out. That was probably the most fun I've ever had playing football. Let's see, losing the NFC Championship game sticks out to me quite a bit. Just because you think, like, it was early in my career. It seemed like it was kind of easy to get there. We did it with a backup quarterback and stuff, so I was like, no problem, we're going to get here again, and we never did. So, yeah, a lot of good memories, a lot of bad memories, but that's what makes the good memories good, is having the bad memories.
What do you think Sunday's going to be like?
Well, I think it's going to be an exciting game. Two strong football teams. Coaching staffs know each other well. Two really good quarterbacks. I'm looking forward to seeing our defensive line, just get in there and rattle Cousins a little bit. I think that we have the front four to basically take over any game, and it's just a lot of fun watching the Eagles play right now.
Can you play left guard? I mean,
No, no. I could stand there for a minute, maybe like tackle them on the way through.
how was your body?
I'm good. All things considered, there's a lot of my friends that, sound a lot rougher than I am. I'm not one to complain, so I feel good, Taking it day by day, trying to stay a little active, just chasing my kids.
You've seen a lot of how the fans react to players who come back for ceremonies like this. What's it going to be like for you just keeping your emotions in check around 12:58 when you walk out of the middle of the field?
I'm not a super emotional guy, so I think it'll be all right, My kids have softened me up quite a bit, so, it's kind of unpredictable what could happen. But I think it's just going to be a really cool moment. I've been on the field before, but it'll be cool to wave and actually think everybody's looking at me instead.
In these past few years, Todd, you probably could have lived anywhere, and going forward too. What made you decide to stay here, where you probably didn't have room to go out?
Well, like I said, I've spent, I guess, the majority of my life here at this point, more than I've spent in any one spot, and I didn't ever spend any time in a city before I came to Philadelphia. So this is kind of what a city looks like to me, and everywhere else I go just seems second rate. And now that I'm here, I've had my kids in the city. I feel like the city's as much a part of me as I am of it. So it's just a good mesh, and I look forward to raising my family here.
You were the veteran mentor kind of when Kelsey and Lane got in. How proud are you to see their success?
Oh man, it's really hard to talk. I can't take any credit for it. They've had amazing coaches, and they're both just rare talents with tremendous work ethic. But just being able to see the way that they developed, the way that they've really perfected their craft and taken the onus upon themselves to go ahead and work as hard as they had to reach the levels that they have. Hats off to them. There was no doubt that in my mind that they were going to be able to do it. But it's great to see, for sure.
Over 100 games in your career, 8 playoff appearances. Is there one thing that you're most proud of when you look back at everything you did?
I don't know. That's tough. I guess just the whole kit and caboodle. Coming from a small farm town. I think I graduated with 70 people. Went to a Division II school. We played in front of maybe 3,000 to 5,000 people a week or something like that, and then being able to have such a long career in the NFL, I just feel extremely blessed. Excited to be able to share it with my parents, with my wife, with my kids at this point, and yeah, just really happy with everything.